Welcome back to WWE 2K25 Universe Mode, and welcome to NXT Battleground, our next PLE, and the first for the NXT brand. We are starting things off hot with a fatal 5-way match. First entrance out here, Thea Hale of Chase University. She's going to be watching later on match closely for the NXT tag titles, but right now she has to focus because the winner of this match will advance later on in the night to face Gigi Dolan for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Big opportunity. The winner, of course, gonna have to pull double duty. And this woman, Jacy Jayne, someone who we saw last episode of NXT attack NXT Women's Champion Blair Davenport, and she's out here with a interesting mask, possibly turning a little bit to the dark side. I mean, not that she was quite upstanding before, but after that Wendy Chu situation in the first edition of NXT, possibly Jacy Jayne has snapped, and she is gonna have to focus here tonight, though. She wants a shot at the NXT Women's North American Championship, but at attack on Blair Davenport in the NXT parking lot last Tuesday, creating some questions, most certainly. Jacy Jayne, the second star out here, 3 more to go. Let's see who is out next. And it is Sol Ruca. Ruca, of course, also participated in that initial Battle Royal for qualification for the NXT Women's Championship. Did not succeed, but here she is tonight at Battleground, getting an opportunity nonetheless. Winner of this match faces Gigi Dolan for that Women's North American Championship, looking to become the first Women's North American Champion. Will it be Sol Ruca, or will it be potentially one of her opponents here tonight in Jada Parker? Parker, I believe, has a victory over the NXT Women's Champion, Blair Davenport. Parker now gonna look to turn her attention to the North American Championship, though. As are all of these women, it's a tall task. Not only do you have to get past 4 of your peers here in the opening contest, later on, you have to pull double duty. You have to defeat a very game and a very fresh Gigi Dolan, unless this match ends real quickly, which I can't imagine it will. I mean, Gigi Dolan is fresh. The winner of this match will have gone through hell. 4 other competitors just to get to that opportunity for that championship. And the last competitor out here tonight is Kelani Jordan, looking to make her mark here in Universe Mode, but she has a tall task ahead of her. Parker, Hale, Ruca, and Jayne all gonna be looking to stop Kelani Jordan from advancing to that title match later on tonight. What an opening contest we have for the first NXT PLE fatal 5-way. It's gonna be chaotic. Jacy Jayne just gonna retreat as we've already got a cover. Jada Parker looking to end this real fast with a roll-up. We're gonna focus on Thea Hale just stretching the neck, it looks like, of Kelani Jordan. Parker's not gonna stand for that, though. Big, like a Michinoku driver, maybe. Couldn't quite see. Camera was stuck behind Jada Parker as Jordan misses the moonsault there. Jayne slides through the ropes, nobody there. Chaotic start to the match. All of these women fiending for an opportunity at the NXT Women's North American Championship. If you're Gigi Dolan, you have to be loving this. Watching all 5 of these competitors tear each other apart from the get-go, as Ruca now has Parker up, face plants her from the electric chair. Oh, Ruca gonna go for the cover now. Thea there to break it up. Thea Hale, of course, of Chase University. Duke Hudson and Andre Chase have an opportunity to become the first NXT Tag Team Champions later on in the night. But Thea Hale gonna have to think about that when the time comes. Jada Parker just sets her off in the corner there. Hale back up. No one's really had an edge thus far. Been very competitive as Thea Hale is gonna look to introduce some elements. Gotta wonder if Chase and Hudson taught her that. She brings in the kendo stick and just goes to town. Jordan stops it, though. Kelani. Snapmare stopped from Parker. Just too many bodies in the ring for all of these women to focus, as looks like Jacy Jayne is going to bring in a kendo stick of her own. Kind of really interesting situation going on with Jane and Wendy Chu. I mean, Wendy Chu is challenging for the NXT Women's Championship later tonight against Blair Davenport. You have to think the ties between those two, you've got to at least question it. That close to Battleground, attacking the NXT Women's Champion when you're not even involved in that title match, as Jane's just going to take Jordan down. Parker just stomping at the head of Sol Ruka. As Ruka rolls her up, playing a little bit of possum there. No, Parker escapes. High, intense matchup. High action here. Quick paced as Jordan sends Parker into the corner. Turns her around now. Nice Russian leg sweep courtesy of Ruka. As Kalani, one of her own to Sol Ruka. And a strike for extra measures. Jane sent to the outside. Huge enziguri from Thea. As Thea, not entirely sure what that was, but Thea Hale misses the mark. Lonnie Jordan firing on all cylinders here. Really wants that opportunity, but like I said before, if you're Gigi Dolan, I believe Jada Parker's busted open there. If you're Gigi Dolan, yeah, I mean, you want this match to go on as long as possible, because there's only one match after this before that NXT North American Championship match, or Women's North American Championship match. The winner of this match will not have a long time to recover, as might be Kalani Jordan. Big splash there. She's gonna springboard, it looks like. Leaps up, huge kick. My goodness, innovative offense from Kalani, but Thea kips right back up. And she's got Thea, whoa, arm drag there, and a knee strike for good measure. Kalani kips back up though. What a contest this has been. What a nice little bout between these two. Might have to run this back one-on-one on a recent episode of NXT to come. Jordan just laying in the kendo stick shots as JC goes up top. Crossbody to Jada Parker. JC Jane pulling out all the stops, looking to face her former tag team partner, her former friend in another world, that being Gigi Dolan. Oh, Thea Hale had the Kimura locked in. This could be it. Kalani Jordan could tap, but no, Sol Ruka doesn't give her the opportunity to. Wow. Sol, military press here, lifted Thea Hale up and just dropping her back down, and huge, my goodness, standing moonsault. Now with a chair shot right to the skull of Kalani Jordan. Jada Parker breaks the kendo stick over the head of Sol Ruka, and Parker now suplexes Hale down, just center the mat, going in for the cover now. Ruka missed the mark. 1, 2, no, Thea Hale saves the match for herself and her opponents. Jane misses the discus big boot. What an intense contest this has been thus far. Kalani Jordan just doing a little bit of aerobics on the outside, it looked like. All 5 of these women vying for that title match. All looking to, of course, I mean, it's a mix of inflicting offense and conserving energy as Ruka, big facebuster there. This could be it. In for the cover. 1, no, JC Jane shakes it off like it's nothing. But it's a mix of conserving energy and still inflicting damage and making sure that your opponents are weakened. You have another match in the night as Ruka, big moonsault, sends Jada Parker crashing to the mat, and now Sol has Thea Hale up big. Fireman's carry powerbomb. 1, 2, no, Jada Parker, has that interrupted. Power slam onto Kalani Jordan. And it looks like, at this rate, none of these women are going to be fresh for the match later on. As Kalani Jordan, the camera wasn't focused on her, but that could be all. No, Sol Ruka breaks it up. I mean, if you're Gigi Dolan, you're licking your chops at this rate, as Jordan willing to go a little bit dirty. Anything's legal in this match, of course. So, I mean, maybe not morally proper, but doesn't really matter. Natural selection from JC Jane. Shades of Charlotte Flair there. My goodness. What a maneuver from Jada Parker. Sorry, JC Jane. Sorry, Jada Parker has Kalani Jordan in a backbreaker stretch. Sol Ruka lying in wait. Lifts her up. And She's just going to send Parker face first into the turnbuckle. Really, at this stage, which one of these women can hit their finishing maneuver first? And which one of these women can get an uninterrupted pinfall? I don't believe anybody's kicked out in at least the last few minutes of this match. It's all been pinfall breakups. So who will give first? As Soul has Jada up top. Not looking good for Miss Parker. He's Buster for the top rope. Gotta think that's on some of those kendo stick fragments. As Ruka picks another one up. Thea Hale going in for the cover. No, thought she could sneak that one by Sol Ruka. Not gonna let that stand. Here at NXT Battleground, what an opening matchup to set the pace of our show here tonight. Still got a lot ahead of us, but this match looking like it could drag on a while. All 5 of these women desperate for that shot later on tonight. Just Hale sent right into the turnbuckle. Sol, big super kick. And a straight jacket German suplex from Sol Ruka. She could look to put her away now as... Oh, nope. Goodness, back body drop from Jane onto the outside. Can't feel good for Miss Parker. As Sol sets up Kalani in the corner now. She's going to back off. And big monkey flip to Kalani Jordan. And now Sol Ruka on the outside. Springboard. Splash. No, Jordan moves out the way. Thea Hale introduces another chair into the play. Thea Hale has been aggressive with the weapons. You gotta think that comes from her Chase U tutors as Jordan sends her down, but my goodness. Thea Hale playing aggressive. She is bringing the fight to these women, but got a kendo stick in her face for good measure. Might have been a chair. Kimura locked in. No, Chasey Chain flies from halfway across the ring to break up that Kimura. I mean, she knows that at this stage of the match, all it will take is a couple... Oh no! Couple seconds for someone to tap it. Also, could have been a couple seconds for that roll up there. JC Jane, expert gameplay from JC Jane as Ruka. Big German suplex, I believe, onto the chair, onto the kendo stick fragments maybe. But she's gonna go for the cover on Kalani Jordan. 1, 2, 3. So I didn't even see what Parker hit Kalani with, but Sol Ruka is advancing, and Gigi Dolan knows her opponent for later on in the night. Sol Ruka advances from a fantastic contest. What a fatal 5-way that was. What a tone setter. Talk about tone setters. That was the textbook definition, showing you what tonight is about to be all about. Sol Ruka, soak it in, but hurry backstage, get iced up if you need to. Prepare for that match as we move on to the next contest here at NXT Battleground. What a way to open our show, and congratulations to de facto #1 contender for the NXT North American Women's North American Championship, Sol Ruka. Moving right along from a stellar opener, we have our first of 5 championship matches of the night, and it is for the NXT North American Championship on the men's side. Here is the giant, the Nigerian giant Omos, here after qualifying over Eddie Thorpe, I should say. Defeated Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe was expecting Andre Chase, who got attacked by the OC in the NXT parking lot, was unable to compete. Mystery opponent for Eddie Thorpe, and he just unfortunately drew the least fortunate man possibly on the NXT roster, the 7-foot-something giant in Omos. But can Omos withstand a triple threat match for the North American Championship? We will just have to find out. We will have to find out, because he is taking on 2 very, very talented competitors, including this man, Charlie Dempsey, qualified for this match against Javon Evans. Heck of a contest that was. Now Dempsey looks to take home that North American Championship, looks to become the inaugural North American Champion What a match that was against Javon Evans. I believe lost to Javon Evans once again. And when they had their rematch on a recent edition of NXT, gotta think Dempsey's confidence might be a little shot after that loss. Thought he had this in the bag, might be doubting himself a little bit after losing to Evans, but we will certainly have to see, because they have one more opponent, that being this man. Shawn Spears got here, defeating Tyler Breeze in what was a thriller of a match. Spears looking to prove himself, prove that he belongs here in this North American title division, in this stacked NXT roster, trying not to fade into obscurity, trying not to be just another guy. Shawn Spears would make the ultimate statement if he is able to become the first North American champion against Omos and Charlie Dempsey. And you gotta think, going into this match, these guys, if they're smart, they're going to work together as much as they can to take down that man right there on your screen. Omos is the target. He has to be 7 foot, I believe 7'5" is Omos. As they're all just gonna stare down. Dempsey's gonna wait back. Just let Spears be the sacrificial lamb. Went to attack Omos. I don't even think he felt it. Spears fights back. Both of these guys are gonna have to use everything they can, but no. Spears, Russian leg sweep to Dempsey. Looks like Shawn Spears is taking advantage of that every man for himself mentality, but I'm not entirely sure how bright it is, because look at the man that they have to contend with. Spears misses a dropkick there. Dempsey just gets shoved off, as does Shawn Spears. But Spears taking the fight to Omos now. Shoved off again. Dempsey gonna look to take Spears down. Whoa! Oh my god, claws the arm. Wow! Underarm, like, choke slam situation there. My god. Omos just about takes Dempsey's head down. Or, head off, sorry. Big roundhouse kick. Unbelievable that a man of that size can get his leg up that high. Unbelievable flexibility, and Charlie Dempsey being very clever, bringing out the implements for the second match in a row, and it might be a necessity to take down a man of Omos' size, and he comes crumbling down, as does Shawn Spears. Big chair strikes, taking Omos down. Dempsey needed that. These two are going to need to wear Omos down. But, oh, Omos sends him tumbling right onto the chair. You gotta think Omos, the heavy favorite in this match, figuratively and literally, dominated Eddie Thorpe en route to his victory. Just shoves Shawn Spears off. We've seen the impact of giants thus far in universe mode. You think to Nia Jax, also been dominant. Someone else who really wrestlers can't get off of their feet. Omos has been vertical for 95% of this match thus far, and these two just have no answer for him. If Omos wins the North American Championship, big back body drop to Spears, goes for the cover. If Omos wins this championship, I fear for the rest of the NXT locker room. I'm not entirely sure who can match up to the strength and the size of Omos, as he just lifts Dempsey up like he's nothing. Charlie, though, I believe has Omos busted open. Spears with the chop block. Just really curious strategy from these two. Spears and Dempsey, you would think, would go right after Omos, but I think they're letting that adrenaline, that momentum, get ahead of them. They can't really focus on the giant. They just want to hit anything that moves in front of them, and Omos is reaping the rewards of that. Big slams a knee down of Dempsey. As Charlie going to take the fight to Omos. Spears looks under the ring, looks to add a kendo stick into play. Big drop toe hold. A huge kendo stick shot from Spears. We saw plenty of those in the last match, but that could be all. Dempsey could be rattled. 2 count. No, Charlie kicks out as he ran for Omos, who just lifts him back up again. Dempsey back up, though. And now he's just going to work on the limbs of Omos. Smart gameplay here. I mean, he's a giant, but if you work on those limbs, he becomes less effective. He loses that strength. He loses the power in his arms and his legs. These two just gonna go after each other now. Omos is busted open. You can see that bright red patch just by his left eye as he's just gonna swing that kendo stick. That's the downside of bringing a weapon into the match is, yeah, sure, you can use it, but if that 7'5" behemoth gets his hands on it, then you have to deal with the 7'5" behemoth with a kendo stick in his hand. And Dempsey, oh my god, beautiful head scissors takedown from Charlie Dempsey, brings Omos to the ground. Now he's gonna work on those legs. Like I was saying before, you almost need to. These two now might be looking to work together. Nope, never mind, scratch that. As Spears now just taken down again. Big underarm suplex with the elbow. Goodness gracious. Omos now alone in the ring with Shawn Spears. He's gonna scout the opponent. Sends him across. Big boot! Big boot off the Irish Whip rebound. Dempsey looks to catch his breath a little as Omos now wielding a steel chair. Gotta be one of the scariest things that you can witness. 1, 2. Dempsey was busy getting another kendo stick. He did not see the pinfall attempt. Could have been disastrous for Dempsey. We could have had a new North American champion right then and there off the chair shot as Dempsey locks in a leg trapped, arm trapped crossface. I don't even know if that is a crossface. That is just tie up all the limbs and wrench. Omos power slam, but oh my god, Dempsey just throws the chair at him. You can see the dent in the chair from the skull of Omos. Took advantage there, but Omos went crumbling down ever so briefly, but now Charlie Dempsey is right where Omos wants him. Oh my god, hesitate, choke slam. That has to be all. 1, 2, no! Shawn Spears, I believe, just in the nick of time. 2.999. Got in there, broke the pinfall up. We were so close to having a new North American champion there, and Spears goes for the cover, doesn't even get a 1. Dempsey. What? Super kick. Whoa. 1. No. About broke the laws of physics there for a second, did Shawn Spears, but Omos, double-handed choke slam. That's gotta be all she wrote, but no. Omos making sure that Dempsey is gonna stay down for the count. And now lifts Spears up, looks for more punishment, but no. Almost just to mock him. 1, 2. Shawn Spears! Oh! Omos's hubris might have just gotten the better of him. Shawn Spears with the kick out. Barely, might have just bought him a couple seconds, trying to taunt him a little bit, trying to keep Dempsey down as well. Shawn Spears stays alive. Big Samoan drop, though. Omos, I mean... Oh, huge! Oh! German suplex! That was a full Nelson German suplex. Dropped Omos right on his head. Unbelievable that Dempsey had the strength for that. C4! C4! Dempsey's down. Omos is down. 1, 2. No! Dempsey kicks out! Omos wouldn't have been there in time, but Charlie Dempsey kicks out. All three of these guys expressing unbelievable resilience. All three of these guys want their North American Championship so badly. Want to etch their names into history, as this is gonna be a power slam. Omos doesn't even leave his feet. Dempsey now wrenching in, looks to be inflicting some more damage on that wound. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Might have knocked Omos out cold. That is gonna be it. Charlie Dempsey just knocks Omos right out with a right hand. And just like that, we have a new North American champion despite all the odds. Charlie Dempsey overcomes the giant, overcomes the cunning Shawn Spears. And now he has some gold to show for it. What a match as we continue our show. Congratulations, Charlie Dempsey. Well, Sol Ruka, I certainly hope you have had time to rest and relax a little bit after that brutal fatal 5-way match, because it is time for the last match of the part. Sol Ruka looking to become the first women's North American champion after watching Charlie Dempsey when the men's counterpart of that championship, Sol Ruca, just went through hell earlier on in the night, winning that fatal 5-way, stealing the pinfall, some could say, and now Ruca looking to become the first Women's North American champion, but she will have to contend with her 5th opponent tonight, this time thankfully in a one-on-one match, but nonetheless, Gigi Dolan been on a roll here thus far. She of course fell short in the NXT Women's Championship qualifier match to Roxanne Perez, but Gigi Dolan holds a victory over the NXT Women's Champion Blair Davenport and is now looking to get some gold of her own. Can't win that NXT Women's Championship, wasn't the first NXT Women's Champion, but winning the North American Championship would certainly be a nice consolation prize. Dolan here, and she has to take on what's left of Sol Ruca. Definitely an easier contest than most will be for Gigi Dolan, but you can imagine she's complaining. Sol Ruca has, of course, been through hell tonight. A lot of steel chairs, a lot of kendo sticks in that first match. Back and forth contest. And we're off. Dolan goes right for the injured Ruca. Gigi Dolan is a shark in the water, and she smells blood. She smells blood. They're gonna lock up now. Sol Ruca has went through a grueling match thus far, but she's still got a lot left in the tank. She wants to show that. She wants to overcome all odds, become the first Women's North American Champion, as they're gonna back off. Polite show of respect here. Of course, Gigi Dolan, I mean, one could argue it's an inherently, maybe not too great morally behavior to be in this position at all, but it wasn't Gigi Dolan's decision to contend against an injured woman. So she's going to show some respect here. Gigi Dolan now is scouting Ruca. She's going to send her into the corner now. Dolan trapped in the arm of Sol Ruca. Gotta think that would impact Sol Ruca's signature move, that Soul Snatcher. She can't get a proper hold of the head. Might not be able to inflict that as well as she would like to. Dolan now can't really decide what to do, it doesn't look like. One of these women will be the inaugural NXT Women's North American Champion. What a prestigious honor that will be for either Dolan or Ruca. One of these women looking to hold that title with pride. Of course, in another world, Sol Ruca did just win the North American Championship. Congrats to her. Hell of a ladder match that was, but Ruca gonna go for a roll-up here. Looks to end this one early. No, Dolan turns it around. One. No, they're going back and forth. Not even a 1 count throughout that entire sequence. Both these women so game. They know what this means. They know what it means to be here at one of the top pillars of the NXT Women's division. Of course, you're not the NXT Women's Champion. Oh, she's going after that injured knee. She's going after that surgically repaired knee. Ruca is going to push her off. You got to think that knee brace serving as a bit of a visual target. I mean, all of Ruca has to be hurting, but go after that surgically repaired knee. You could kill so much of Sol Ruca's offense. Big roundhouse does not connect. Ruca rebounds off the ropes, and she's going to lift Gigi up. Military press slam. We saw this earlier on in the night. And the moonsault right after it. As Sol, big, another moonsault, combines it. That could put Dolan away. 1, 2. No. Gigi able to kick out. Just wants that NXT Women's North American Championship so bad. Sol Ruca does too. I mean, lesser women possibly would have already been down after winning such a grueling affair. Possibly wouldn't have as much left in the tank, but Sol Ruca is different. Sol Ruca is different. She's gonna go big Hurricane Rana. Sol. Oh, Dolan though. Possums Ruca out, and she's got the octopus stretch. She's got the octopus stretch in. That could be all she wrote for Sol Ruca. But Sol just pushes her down. Drop toe hold. Escapes the hold, but how much damage did that do? Huge! Springboard forearm. My goodness. Now Sol Ruca, splash from the springboard. Ruca, that aerial offense, she's not going to let that hurt knee stop her. Sol is just flying across the ring now. They're on the outside. Ruca lifts Dolan up. Fireman's carry powerbomb on the outside. Seen a lot of count-out victories thus far here in Universe Mode. Sol Ruka looking to make it another one. Of course, in our main event, Tony D'Angelo got to there via count-out. Ruka changed her mind. Huge elbow drop to the outside. She's looking to put Dolan away the right way. Possibly a bit of a moral, a conscious decision there. Ruka deciding she wants to win this the right way. And she's going to go for the cover after that elbow drop. 1, 2... No, Dolan kicks out, had just enough time to recover. But Sol is gonna stalk Dolan up. Sol Ruka surprisingly has this much left in the tank. And now, big facebuster to Gigi Dolan. Is this a little demoralizing for Gigi Dolan? I mean, she's clearly the fresher woman, but Sol Ruka, Soul Snatcher! Soul Snatcher! That could put Gigi Dolan away into the cover. Referee in position. 1, 2. Sol Ruka is your new NXT Women's Champion, Women's North American Champion. My God. JC Jane, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Thea Hale, Gigi Dolan. My God. What a run for Sol Ruka, who is now your new NXT Women's North American Champion. Pushes the ref away. Sol Ruka wants nothing to do with the congratulations of the referee, just wants to soak this moment in, and frankly, deserved. Thank you for watching. Tune in for the next part of NXT Battleground.